Three, two, one. Chris Pratt Mario.
Party.
Yep.
So, welcome back to Campy Cast. I'm Anthony. This is Brian, and we have a special guest today. Is Josh, aka Bazinga, aka Jim
Josh.
Parsons.
Yeah.
Josh, introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Bazinga, or Josh, which is just call me Bazinga, but I'm here to talk about the three things they told me about today.
Yeah. Sorry if his audio sounds kind of muffled, but
it's okay. He can't help it. He's
it's fine. I'm sure you guys will get used to it because I guess we sure are.
He's gay. He can't help it. But
what?
Okay.
What? Okay. So we watched two movies and So
another thing happened.
This is our first special guest episode. We'll do these every now and again. But this is our first start to this. So should we just jump in?
I think we could just start.
Just jump into the news. Yeah.
Anything else we gotta mention?
Was that intended to be a pun because we talked about Mario first?
We'll talk about Mario. The day we're recording this, yesterday we finally got the Super Mario Bros. Teaser trailer. What did you guys think?
I'm
like technically mixed on it, but I feel like mixed is too generous of a word to describe it.
I just have a lot of thought.
I'm not
okay.
Like before I was completely dreading it. Now I'm like, this is probably gonna be bad, but not like abysmal. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be better than at least
bad is like top 3 Illumination.
It's gonna be better than at least 4 to 5 Illumination movies.
Yeah, by the trailer, I do think it's already better than shit like Minions and Hop in the Sing movies.
Yeah,
I think it's better than those already. But like, it looks okay. You know,
I guess
it looks fine. It doesn't look amazing because I know a lot of people seem to love this trailer. I just think it's okay. I was kind of exaggerating and building hype towards this because Chris Pratt Mario, the Jack Black Bowser, the Seth Rogen, he's gonna do the laugh, blah blah blah. But it wasn't that bad as I expected it.
Yeah. I think I'm glad that everyone it's funny how everyone agrees. Like most people think everything else is fine, but Chris Pratt's still awful.
Yeah, he is the worst part of this trailer.
Yeah. So bad.
Agree on that.
His normal voice.
It is just his normal voice. It is so weird because out of Jack Black actually did okay because I remember I actually kind of like Jack Black as an actor. Like when he fits a role, he does it well. Like Kung Fu Panda, School of Rock, Nacho Libre.
I don't have another example.
I don't know. Right now, but he works at times.
No, he's good. Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's the only person I kind of trusted before we got any trailers for anything.
I mainly trusted Charlie Day, honestly. I think he worked as Luigi.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think the casting is funny, but I also just don't mind it either. Like in the trailer, Bowser doesn't usually have a voice, but it was kind of jarring at first. But with Jack Black doing it, since he's a good voice actor, I think he takes it well.
Yeah, I think he did a good job at replicating the character by adding his own spin to it to separate him from the original without with staying true. Through his design, it's he's generally intimidating, you know, because it's so easy. Yeah. I thought it would be so easy for these actors to just phone it in, because this is a success no matter what. Let's be honest. I think this has the chance to even beat Minions when it comes to Illumination, because not only does it have Illumination's excessive marketing, it has a bunch of popular actors, stars, and it has the Mario name attached to it.
Yeah, exactly. So Mario is one of the biggest video game brands ever.
Yeah, he's the mascot of Nintendo, basically. So this is just a guaranteed hit at the box office. I do not see this film like I do not see this film performing badly.
On the one hand, it is kind of depressing that an Illumination movie is guaranteed to be a success. But on the other hand, this isn't going to be as bad as like Minions, like you said. And also, like you said, on the topic of plugging it in, on the opposite end of the spectrum of Jack Black is Chris Pratt, who's doing his normal voice as Mario, and it doesn't fit at all because it's just Chris Pratt talking.
Yeah, it's just him, his normal voice. Like,
exactly. Yeah. This is my biggest concern because Mario is the main character of the movie, and it's just going to be Chris Pratt for the whole movie. Like, without the voice acting of Mario, I'd be less concerned about this, even with it being Illumination. Because everything else in this trailer looks above Illumination standards. But
I think at like best, it's I think it might be one of their better movies because I do think like I do like quite a bit of stuff about it. Like Jack Black seems like he's actually trying and having fun with the role. Yeah. And I do think the world looks pretty cool. It's like colorful. It's nice. It's a nice depiction of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Actually, yeah, that's like the Yeah, that's like the main thing for me. The weirdest thing is even if there's some stuff that I don't like in the trailer, it's not usually a problem I have with most Illumination things, right? Because I'm not a fan of, like, some of it looks like weirdly realistic. I don't know if that's just me with like all the designs and stuff. And I'm not like a huge fan of that, but that's not what Illumination does. They just make like generic looking animated movie number 70 or whatever. Like if you look at the Sing movies or stuff like
there's
that.
More style. A lot of people either really like them or really hate them, and that's fine. I guess I accept opinions, but like I'm just confused with the Sing movies in this case.
Just doesn't. I don't get it.
Sing 2's Letterboxd average is 3.5. How?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like it's I don't know. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, Sing fans. I'm sorry.
It's kind of baffling.
All three things.
I don't know. Yeah. But like back to this, I think most of the I think Bowser looks cool, but I really do. I don't. Something's so off about Mario's design, and I think it's the eyes. I think it's like it's just so weirdly rendered.
I think it
doesn't look right in this animation.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Style.
I think it looks kind of too real. I don't know if realistic's the right word. It looks off, but maybe I'll get used to it.
Detailed, like
that's it. It's like because the overalls and stuff, that's all very like detailed, which is weird.
Especially compared to the other stuff in the trailer.
Yeah, it's like his mustache and eyebrows look more bushy, and it's like and then his face is all like cartoony with all these like realistic type fabric. It just looks off to me. And then I really do.
Oh, go on.
Yeah.
I don't like how Kamek looks as well. Like, I think he looks too skinny. I think his mouth looks weird, and he just looks off, so off.
I don't know. I didn't really think about that as much.
Yeah, I know. He's not like a popular character, but like he's the first one we see. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I still think the Mario design's worse.
Yeah, but, Luigi was at the end of the trailer. He didn't do it. We didn't hear Charlie.
We didn't really know his voice.
Voice.
He just kind of screamed.
Honestly, I think out of all the actors, I think Charlie Day is like an actual. I actually kind of like the casting choice with him. I don't mind it. Like I think his voice. If I listen to clips, he actually thinks he could pull off a decent Luigi.
He's one of the better ones, I think, out of the ones we have.
I just hate the Chris Pratt and Seth Rogen one especially.
We still gotta wait on Seth Rogen. Actually, that's the weirdest thing. I wonder if he's gonna be like a. Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna be like a cameo or something. Actually, because how are they gonna tie him into the plot? Like,
that's another thing. Like, Donkey Kong is in the original Donkey Kong games, but he's not like a consistent.
Exactly. He's just gonna be thrown in.
He's in most Mario spin-offs, not the actual mainline games. So like, how are you gonna throw him in there without it being weird?
I don't know. Like, what purpose is he gonna serve to the story?
I don't know.
Like, it would make sense if it. Oh yeah. Also, my biggest issue with this movie is how simple of an idea Mario is. It's plumber rescues princess. It works for a game. Usually, the stories in Mario games are passable because they're not like the main part of the story. Like they're not like the focus. I meant, yeah.
I guess
It's like,
Illumination movies are like still going on.
yeah.
Mhm.
But in this case, it's the story is the main focus. So like, how do you stretch that into a feature-length film without it feeling like stretched?
I guess Illumination makes like inherently simple movies, but
I guess
I
so.
don't know.
Yeah.
But
And
like,
Illumination
yeah.
movies have like a lot of filler in general, I guess.
Yeah, especially the Minion shit. Those are just clip shots.
Basically, yeah.
Also,
I forget what the plot of Minions 2 even is, honestly.
I
Like,
hate it.
Those
I
are
kind
powerful. It's just a clip show of hijinks.
It's just an
Yeah.
excuse for minion gangs. Like, let's put the minions in a dojo, and then let's put them in a plane. You see, it's funny because minion butt. That's what's funny about it. It's clever.
It's funny because they made quips.
Yeah, that's
On
what's
a-
funny about it.
I don't
Yeah.
remember anything. But no, another thing about the realistic design, I have a theory for why that is. I think they did it because this is a movie of theirs that's going to have like more attention on it than any of their other movies. And I think they made the animation look more realistic to like show off.
Yeah.
Actually, that
The
makes
Mario
sense.
design is different.
That's weird because like it's basically the exception. Even in like the other even in like some of like the earlier Despicable Me movies, people said the least bad ones. It's not an Illumination philosophy in general of like character design at all. That it's just weird. And
They literally reuse models. So
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they do that a lot in like when it comes to like just a lot of their movies, they reuse models a lot, and they're not particularly good
And
models at all.
imagine instead of having like Mario enemies, they reused like Sing character models in the background.
that's what I was going to say. This is going to be the first Illumination movie about reused models from their other movies.
Yeah,
So,
maybe. Yeah. Also, when
Speaking
was
of
the
Illu-
last time Illumination made an original movie? That was like when Sing, right? Like
I don't
this
think they
isn't
have.
even an
I think
original
And
movie.
even their technically original movies are the most cliched things
Exactly.
imaginable.
Yeah, I wouldn't count it. But Illumination technically only has 2 original movies. That being, actually, no, you can't even count Hop because Hop is based off the Easter Bunny legend.
Yeah,
They
Hop
have one
is
original
terrible,
movie.
but not in an Illumination way.
Yeah, Hop's the odd one out. It's awful, but I don't hate it as much as like Sting on Minions.
It's an interesting experience.
Pop is weird to me because even though Illumination never tries, they probably have to like mildly try to like combine the live action and animation for stuff. So I don't know why they even went for that.
It already sucks.
all.
The CG
But
sucked. It was terrible. It was.
I mean, I guess it is early on, so it probably wasn't before.
How
like
is it
they
an
went
even
as
real
extreme.
movie? I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say is Illumination technically only has 1 original movie, and that's the first of Disney. Everything else is either an adaptation, a sequel, or just so lazy and rehashed like things people lack of pen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing.
And let's just say, like, Illumination already doesn't have, like, the best track record with adaptations. Like, The Grinch and the Lorax are terrible. But, like, this, I don't know. But it feels like there's some people in the production of this who at least have a passion for the games, and I can respect that. I can
Yeah,
see. But, like, at the same
There's at
time,
least-
Miyamoto doesn't really, like... He admitted that like he isn't the best at writing stories for Mario games.
He just
I'm
said
pretty sure.
I don't think he said. I think he just doesn't care about stories
Yeah.
in general. Which, like, yeah, like we said, that's fine for a video game because it's not the focus of a video game. When you're making when you're making an actual movie, you can't really do that without it. And you can make like a movie with a simple story, but the problem is every Illumination movie is simple, and those don't really turn out well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like the reason stuff like Minions is awful. It's because it's not
exactly.
a plot movie. It's just,
Yeah, and actually,
no, Minions 2 too, but Minions 2 is just
Yeah.
a clip show of hijinks.
yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing I did want to mention, right, because at first, I'm glad that at least the backgrounds and stuff are like, from we saw those were like kind of detailed and nice. Because at first I thought
Yeah.
that it would kind of be guaranteed to be like, like good like that since it was based on like a previous property. But obviously from the Grinch and the Lorax, that's not a guarantee at all. So
And the reason that Grinch and Lorax are bad is partly because of how much they messed up the original property.
yeah, exactly. So there's at least more care for the source material this
Yeah,
time.
the
I
Lorax
appreciate
basically
that.
completely goes against everything the book stands for. It's kind of
So
fascinating.
the Grinch is just the original, but extended and
But
stupid.
worse. But worse
Yeah,
in
yeah.
every single possible way. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, and literally right after this, they're gonna go back to the usual corporate cash grabs by making a fourth Despicable Me movie.
Despicable Me 4
Oh,
time,
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
I think they already had like some stuff like
it's
that.
like, I don't know
already
why
planned, I guess.
it's like, these sequels only exist because the first film made money. That's literally all they are saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Secret
it's
Life
like-
of Pets 1 is one of the highest grossing movies of all time, and it's just a
It's so
Yeah.
weird to think about. Like,
no, right? It's
like who?
bad.
I know people watched it, but who? Why?
Yeah, exactly. Whoever talks about Secret Life of Pets, even with like
Exactly.
anti-illumination discussions, I never see it brought up.
And if you do it, it's what they'll say. It's one of the forgettable ones. So like,
But they're all forgettable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everyone
One of the
more like
more
the Lorax and
forgettable
Despicable Me
ones.
1. I think everything else is forgettable to some extent.
yeah, I only remember Despicable Me 2 because I have mild nostalgia for it, and also El Macho memes. But I don't know if I would have seen it now, like for the first time.
Yeah,
Just-
I rewatched it recently. I thought it was okay. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah, Despicable Me 1 and 2 aren't like good, but they're not
Honestly,
as bad
I
as
think the
other-
Despicable Me movies are the best Illumination movies, but they're
They are,
still
they
not
are.
good.
Yeah.
Like I like the
It's
first
kind of a
one
default
though.
thing.
I still like the first one though.
I
But
haven't seen it in like a while, but the problem is because I don't like Illumination at all. I don't have the urge to
yeah, I
watch
think we
it
should
again.
go
Like-
back to like the actual movie.
Even their best movie, the first Despicable Me, doesn't reach the height of any other studio.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah,
even-
exactly.
Yeah.
Even some of the lesser Pixar stuff is bad, and Despicable
Yeah.
Me 1 like, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think of Keegan Michael Key's voice in the trailer? Because he was
He's
alright.
really
He's fine. He could do
Like-
better, I guess, but I feel like there's
The
worse he
thing-
could have gone for it.
yeah.
He's gonna be voicing every single Toad.
Oh yeah, I was curious about that. I don't know if they're gonna.
Yeah,
he's gonna
I
voice the
hope
one
he
main
doesn't.
Toad.
I mean, I think he might. I think he might. I think there's a high chance.
So what about Toadette? Is there gonna be a Toadette in the movie?
I don't know. There's gonna be a
Yeah.
Cranky Kong, and there's going to be
Why?
Donkey Kong.
Actually, if you're including Donkey Kong, if you have to include extended Kongs, then like why?
Yo, Funky
He's
Kong.
not even
We
connected.
need Funky Kong in this
Okay, no,
movie.
yeah, Funky Kong would be great.
Yeah, Funky Kong
Yes.
should.
Oh,
And don't let him be played by Seth Rogen. Who should play Funky Kong? Who should play Funky Kong? Funky Kong should be played by Owen Wilson.
Ari Aster will play Funky Kong. That's my.
Or Owen Wilson.
Sure, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
I liked the star. I like the star. It looks cool.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like a cool
Oh,
like a visual touch.
Also, the first joke in the trailer isn't like, it wasn't funny, but it wasn't painfully unfunny.
Oh
like
yeah, that's like it's not as unfunny as most Illumination movies
Yeah,
are.
not as unfunny as like that typical
like a-
It feels like a
Illumination film.
DreamWorks trailer joke, which is just fine.
Yeah, a
I don't know.
C-tier DreamWorks joke.
Yeah, that's,
yeah.
that's what it feels like. It feels like a C-tier DreamWorks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think honestly, I think you actually said this earlier, Bazinga, but I think like I'd be less scared still if Illumination wasn't attached. Like if you told me this was like DreamWorks, one of the other main studios, I'd be less scared based off this trailer. But the fact that Illumination's still involved is still making me nervous about it. Like
The fact that it's
less so than
Illumination.
before. Like
Oh yeah,
yeah.
another thing that's really worrying me about this is that apparently it's meant to be a full-blown musical.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
That's such a weird like thing to do with this movie.
Chris Pratt, Mario
Illumination's
singing.
last musical was The Lorax, and everyone hates
Mushroom
that.
Kingdom,
Well,
here
to be
we
fair-
come.
Well,
It's
to be
his
fair,
voice.
the actual
It's just his
Wait,
voice.
I just had a terrifying thought. Is it going to be pop songs because Illumination loves
Pop songs.
no.
Oh my god, I would hate that so much.
To be fair, we didn't get any pop songs in this, but I don't know.
I think another
I hope we will.
annoying part for me of the trailer was like it's so obvious that they're going to use like the Koopas and Penguins as like their minions and marketing tactics for this movie. Like we're going to see merchandise for that everywhere when this film is going to come out. Like it's so blatantly obvious they're going to use that as merchandise just based off of their simplistic like designs. I think the animation is pretty good most of the part. I don't like how Kamek and Mario looks, like I said, but I think Toad and Bowser look good.
This is already the best Illumination movie visually because
it's the most unique one.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Nintendo is having like a bigger impact in this one based off of like some of the stuff and maybe like I don't know, maybe Illumination might just help sell the movie in animated and stuff.
I feel like that's probably like at least why. And also to go back to the other Mario movie that released, I wouldn't be surprised just because of how much that's different from the source material. Even ignoring quality, just like how it is as an adaptation, I assume they probably care more about getting it like accurate this time.
Yeah,
so, movie has Bowser be a human with spiky hair. Like, I'm hoping it's at least going to be better than that, but I don't want to jinx it.
I don't want to. I feel like it could be better.
Bowser
than
was
that,
just like a creepy human turtle monster guy in the original movie. It was so cursed. And Toad was like a friggin'. He had like a guitar and he like drank at a bar. I don't know. I don't know what the writers were smoking when whoever made them.
I remember when I was like 7 or 8, I watched a clip from that movie and had nightmares. So,
yeah, especially how terrifying the Goombas are. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk about that movie in a later episode. Who knows? But yeah. As for this, does anyone have anything else to say?
No, I think we covered it. Well,
yeah, decent trailer. I like the music, kind of like the remix of the main Mario theme. That was cool.
I didn't really pay attention to that because
I've rewatched this trailer a couple times. I've been hyping it.
I had to absorb the fact that the trailer exists.
I've been hearing stuff about the trailer literally everywhere. It's so hard to avoid it.
Yeah.
So to me, Mario is the worst part about it because of his voice, and I'm not the biggest fan of his design either. But Bowser, Bowser can stay. Jack Black did okay with it.
It also wasn't the worst trailer release.
I was like,
I was gonna mention that. Yeah,
it wasn't.
Trailer. I don't think we'll talk about that.
Yeah, there was like this friggin' Scooby Doo thing. I don't know.
It's actually might be one of the worst things.
It's like Matrix. It's like Matrix 4, but worse.
Why?
Scream 5. They repeated the lines from Scream 5.
Why are you making fun of fans who don't like your show when the show's not out yet? You're just
Dear HBO Max.
They did this as a promotional. Imagine what the actual show is.
You're just setting people up to not like it. You're dooming yourself from the start.
Yeah, anyways, maybe we'll talk about that show. I'm joking. I don't want to watch it.
I can't.
I'll watch it though.
Oh my god, really? Anyways, yeah. Should is that it? Decent trailer?
Yeah.
Should we move on to the I
we'll
think
move on to the
best, the epicest movie, the most epic. There's no new interesting releases right now. So screw that. We're watching Freebirds, baby. That's right, Freebirds. Let's go, Freebirds. To celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving, baby. Canadian Thanksgiving. Watching Freebirds, baby. That's what we're talking about.
Thanksgiving, but
they went back in time to the first Thanksgiving and got turkeys.
And got turkeys off the menu.
Let's go. So what did you guys think of this amazing movie?
It's like a 6 out of 10 at best, but I love it.
6 out of 10.
I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if I can call it good, but it's really, really funny. Like, or funnier than like it should be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's
unintentional way. There's like
a lot of jokes caught me off guard. Like, there's like, I think that's the main thing. Like I was just like casually enjoying it, but I got caught off guard by like random jokes. Like it's like a divorce joke in the first 10 minutes that like
Oh yeah,
and I audibly wheezed at that because I wasn't expecting it. But yeah.
Oh god, and also the bit where the security guards just start laughing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
How should we address this turkey with it's clever. It's pretty clever because it's a reference to Thanksgiving. It is a really bizarre movie that is just all over going
I like the premise of it, unironically.
Yeah, it's about Owen Wilson and Woody Harrelson going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. I like that line because it's just them just saying the concept of the movie. Just saying that's what this movie's about. It's about two turkeys going. It's so bizarre, but I have fun with it. It's not. I don't think it's a good movie by any means. It is really dumb, but it's kind of like it's almost like in a way like B movie or like something when it's so bizarre that it ends up just being funny and entertaining.
It's funny on baffled to even exist.
Yeah, like why was this movie made?
It's the first movie from the studio that made it, and the second movie they made was The Book of Life, which is just
oh yeah,
I did not know that. Oh my god,
I forgot. That movie's okay.
Did them back to back as well.
Not as good as Freebirds, but that movie's okay.
Honestly, this sounds too mean, but the concept is like too creative for like a big animated studio to come up to it. Like this doesn't seem like something. I don't know if this is just me, but it doesn't seem like a concept like one of the main animation studios would come up with. It's too like it's too unique and out there that I can't like. It feels weird that this was like. I don't think this was like a big movie, but it made money, I think, and people watched it. And people
not enough to make a Freebird sequel, sadly. Not enough.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I don't know if like the time period and just like the tone of it does not blend well with the time travel thing, and the ending is absolutely insane because it makes no sense.
Pizza.
He just brings pizza, and for some reason like. He ends up like. How does time travel work?
Tradition,
spoilers for Freebirds. Oh wait,
where they get more pizza from? And like
we just spoiled. Oh god, we just spoiled Freebirds. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry,
guys. We
guys.
didn't really give anything specific away.
I mean, I guess so. We just said that there's pizza near the end, so
but like, if it became a tradition, where did they get the other pizza from? Like the 1600s? How did they like?
I don't know. He just gives everyone. So the ending is so dumb. He just gives everyone pizza, and apparently that's settled for everything. And for some reason, like he doesn't fade away, even though the timeline doesn't exist anymore. And like, how did he even like? When he traveled back to the like future, how was everything like the same? How is I don't even know how to describe it. It just makes absolutely no sense.
One dumb thing that I thought about the pizza thing is that if they walked pizza back to the future with somewhat the person who invented the person who invented pizza in the future not still invent it, but also realize it already exists.
That doesn't make sense.
It's the thing in the Gravity Falls episode where you bring back something that's been invented in the future to the past and it messes everything up.
Yeah, so was it invented there now? How does that work?
Maybe it was invented twice.
Who invented pizza? Just the turkey? Because he didn't. Wait, yeah, that makes no sense. How did he...
that a turkey gave them pizza.
Yeah, that's how it all happened. A turkey just gave them pizza. It's so weird.
Kind of dumb. It is revealed before the ending that it was.
It's one of those out of nowhere.
But it creates plot holes, though.
Did you guys predict the main twist of the movie? We're in spoilers, so I'll say it. Even though we spoiled the pizza thing, kind of. But whatever.
I knew there was gonna be a twist, but I forgot what.
Yeah, so the twist
was Owen Wilson was
The Great Turkey. He was the
Yeah.
Great Turkey. I saw that twist coming because I noticed in like that one scene, that like flashback, I noticed that the Great Turkey looked like Owen Wilson. So I knew it was I called it. I called it. Even the Time Machine, who for some reason has his own personality,
The name of
called
the
it.
red turkey again? Jake? Yeah, would Jake not have
Jake.
recognized
And Reggie.
Owen Wilson?
Jake and Reggie, a
Jake
great
Reggie. Would
iconic
Jake not have
duo.
recognized- Yeah.
I just want to say this duo is hilariously just thrown
Yeah.
together. Like, I just find it. It's just
Yeah,
like
I like
it's
the
just
first interaction.
they don't really have any sort of chemistry or dynamic, but it's just funny because I think they're funny
No,
characters.
they play off
Yeah.
each other. I think it's partially just because Owen Wilson and I forget who played the other guy, but
Woody
they just play
Harrelson.
off each other.
Harrison.
Oh yeah, Woody Harrelson. They just play off each other well. While Owen Wilson just
Yeah.
is funny.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
partially
like
why
it.
I just enjoyed the movie. It's just funny.
What you guys think
seeing
of
them
Keith
together.
David? He played the chief guy.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah.
He
He's,
did. He was
yeah.
epic too. I
Uh-huh.
liked it when I
Also, the movie has
recognized
one
his
of the
voice.
best, like,
I was so sad when he sadly died. It was such a sad
yeah.
death scene.
Oh,
I almost cried. Generally, it was heartbreaking. It was so well executed. It was
Yeah.
amazing. I also like this part. I also thought this part was funny when like the blue Jake, the blue version of Jake gives him like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Like that's not
Oh, yeah,
that's not.
he says-
It's
he
supposed to
says
be an
that.
emotional moment, but it's all like, why is he doing that? Like he's basically the reason all of them were like his dad died, yet like no one gets like mad at him. I found that like
Yeah.
off. I don't know. Like I guess I'm fine with it because it would be the I don't know, and then it does the typical main two character splitting up thing, and that's kind of for it. I don't know. I don't care though.
But, like,
I don't care. It's
I've-
epic. It's still epic.
I've seen worse of the trope, but they also don't do it well.
It's so
So,
out
like,
there. It's such a weird concept, but it's just fun.
You know, this is far from the worst time travel movie ever. It's not always
Yeah,
it's not
Looper's
the
worse, I'm
Terminator,
gonna
it's
say,
not
yeah.
the-
Really? No.
I just want to make it look
Looper?
fun.
Worse
Oh my
than
god.
Freebird.
How did
Yeah.
Ryan
Far
Johnson?
better.
How do you Ryan John? How did how Owen Wilson's you? I can't speak.
What?
Yeah, at least
Oh.
the character
Ryan
in Freebird
Johnson made a
actually
worse
was
time travel movie than this in your eyes.
He made the
Yeah.
worst time travel movie.
I haven't seen
Time
Looper.
travel never makes sense.
Eh.
Why is Looper messed
Feel
up?
I
close
think
to
the
Looper.
best way you could do it if you just stick to your rules and make it simple, like in Back to the Future.
Looper doesn't stick to its rules, but
Oh, it doesn't.
Looper is
Okay.
like the prime example of
You know what?
not
This is the
sticking
second Looper mention on this podcast, so I think we should watch
Yeah,
it, and
let's
we should
do
do
it.
an Looper episode at this point.
to it. I wouldn't mind that. There's a
Since
lot
I
of
bet some
that-
people might be wondering why you hate Looper so much.
I hate Looper.
headache.
Since it's a pretty critically acclaimed film, not as critically
Probably
acclaimed
shouldn't
as
keep
this
going on
masterpiece.
Looper tangents, but the word Looper's fun to say.
Yeah, Freebirds is
Yeah.
better. Is easily the best time travel movie there is. It's the most clever
Yeah.
and consistent. Right? We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
It is a very well written movie.
Okay, I want to mention Chaotic's review of it where he says it's an epic time travel movie than Endgame and Prisoner of Azkaban. It's better
Oh yeah,
than both of
definitely.
those,
This is
unironically.
better than. I feel like this is better than most Harry Potter movies.
It is,
I'm
it
not
is.
gonna say that.
For Prisoner of Azkaban, time travel doesn't make sense, and Freebird
Yeah.
doesn't by the end, but for most of it, it works. Sorry,
Freebird's
Freebird's
time
not-
travel doesn't make like full sense, but like I don't know, they at least use it for kind of creative and funny
It's
stuff.
not completely broken. It's just it
Yeah,
raises
if
some.
you-
It only
If-
really gets broken when the twist happens. That's just like okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
If you guys are wondering who Chaotic is, don't. Don't.
He's
He will,
Video
let's just
was
say he might be a
released.
future special guest. Who knows?
he's on
Well,
Drake's
mine,
mixtape. That's all you need to know about.
I
him.
like
Anyway.
Endgame more, obviously, but this is just like this is still fun. I enjoy it. It's
I would wa-
stupid, but in the best way possible.
I would watch this over Endgame any day. Just gonna say that. Yeah.
I mean, it's not 3 hours long, and I also have more investment in the Freebird.
Wait a minute, wait.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I don't
Yeah.
like I don't like Marvel anymore.
Yeah.
It's still hot. I don't know how bad the MCU
Is
now,
Freebirds
but-
better than all of? No, I can't. I want to say all of Phase 4, but I can't.
No Way Home
Is
exists.
Freebirds better
sadly.
than
Everything else
most
is better
of
than
Phase
that.
4?
I keep
Maybe.
thinking about watching
Maybe.
Moonlight, the whole
I don't even know how to rate this movie. I can't tell if I hate it or love it. It's just
I technically have it at a negative rating, but I was never like in pain watching it.
I was
think there probably
entertained.
There was probably like a handful of jokes I found mildly unfunny, and I got kind of mildly annoyed at like a couple parts.
I can't tell if this
No,
movie.
It's like a huge step up from like low-tier animated stuff like Illumination stuff.
If we are comparing this to
I don't think it
the
should be held in the same vein as those at all. Because for one, it's actually funny. For two, the characters are fun, and even though it's dumb, it's at least enjoyable.
yeah.
It's not boring.
Yeah.
I don't find it boring.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not boring. Like
Yeah. If we're comparing this for some reason to the MCU, I do think the MCU also has some illogical time travel. I can't tell which is worse.
Time travel than Freebirds.
I don't know.
Because
I haven't.
Endgame already has dumb time
I guess it's
travel,
because
and then
Endgame. I think it's because like stuff after Endgame has kind of piled more stuff, making it even less sense. So I guess that's kind of why. While Freebirds is just one stupid movie.
MCU world buildings in a downward spiral.
It keeps getting worse somehow. Like Loki makes it so no character has control
Yeah, okay,
over it.
I think we should. I think we keep getting carried away with talking about stuff like Marvel and Illumination in this video. So let's
we probably shouldn't
let's
keep
get
going
back
on
to
tangents.
Freebirds.
But what I will say, the MCU has an Interstellar name dropped. Freebirds doesn't. Guess which is better. Yeah.
Interstellar has bad time travel too. So.
Okay,
haven't
so
seen it
Freebirds.
yet.
I haven't seen. So Freebirds is a pretty great movie. What did you guys also? There's just this, I find that weird gag in the movie where like the little girl just keeps passing out randomly.
Oh yeah,
That's like
she's quirky.
I don't know. Also, it's weird how Reggie just in the middle, like near the end, he's just able to go back to the future. Reference. And then for some reason everything is just normal except like all of the other Reggies are there for some reason and somehow.
Oh yeah, no, I like that.
If they already changed the future, but I am so confused. This time travel makes no sense. It is so dumb.
Well, by the end, it's pretty dumb. But
The part where all the Reggies talk to each other reminded me of a Family Guy joke.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your what do you think of? What was your favorite character? Who was your favorite character in the Freebird cinematic universe?
I like
Reggie.
Owen Wilson because he has funny voice, and also he was in Loki,
Wow.
which is epic.
Oh yeah, he says wow in Freebirds, but no.
Yeah, he did. He did say wow.
Yeah,
He
I don't.
said
I didn't
this-
remember that specifically, but that's epic.
That's pretty
said-
epic. Pretty epic. Great movie. What did you think of the love interest?
She
like
just
one
kind
of
of
the better.
exists.
He's
There's
one
worse.
of the better versions of that part.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. It's why are we critiquing this movie? We shouldn't. It's
I don't
just.
know, it's just-
Oh wait, actually, I like the love interest because she has like because it leads to like an
Oh, the
incest
eye thing.
joke. Yeah.
Oh, wait, what? Oh yeah, I remember that. I thought you meant
I don't
the-
remember.
There's an incest joke, so that
What is the
that makes it
joke?
worth it.
What?
Oh no, the joke is Owen Wilson Turkey asked her if she's like dating the other guy, and then she points out that she's her brother.
Oh, yeah,
and it's funny
I remember that.
And it's funny because what he assumed was
So
incest.
damn
so-
bizarre. Oh my
yeah.
god. I don't. I can't. I wonder. People are probably just like really confused. I'm just like,
Like the random
were the
swear words
people
in
watching
DC
this?
movies.
I don't know. It's like, it's
funny
a
about
weird movie to discuss, but it's a fun. It's fun. It's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even.
I can at least tell, even if it's illogical, you can at least tell there was creativity put into it, like just the base concept and everything. That like puts it a step
Yeah,
above most, like even like some of the, like it just puts it above most like bad movies from the other like studios, like Illumination.
Yes, that's right.
Or
Yeah, at
Sony.
least
Probably
it's bad in like a fascinating way.
Even some of Blue Sky, debatably, like some of the weaker ones
Yeah,
there.
I'd say it's better than like over half of Blue Sky.
I don't like.
No,
I
most
can
of Blue Sky
understand
are-
if you hate this movie, but I can understand if
I
you
can
hate this
understand if
movie.
someone weren't to enjoy it, but no, this movie is.
I just
it's
I don't know.
fun.
I guess I'm just used to this type of bizarre nature, and it just works for me in this movie for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
There's just something about it in terms of just like how dumb the concept is. Such a weird idea for a movie, but it's just like in its tone, it's all over the place, but in the best way possible.
Oh, sorry, something went up. Probably heard something from my mic. I don't know why.
I thought you were playing.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Anyways, do we have anything else to say?
No, but
Freebird.
I don't think I have anything.
Good movie.
But, yeah.
Get to our ratings. I'll give it.
Wow.
I give it a question mark out of 10, but I'll try to give it. If I rate it, I guess it'd be a 5 or 4. I'm not sure.
I gave it a very generous 6. So a lot of that
Wow.
is because I swear a lot.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
really dumb, but
It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's very much a guilty
Yeah,
pleasure.
kinda.
I also
It's
just don't
somewhat.
think
It's a dumb movie. I can understand if people hate it, but I had fun with it in some way. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
I give it a 4.
I give it a 4 or 5. I'm struggling.
It's bad, but I like it. I kind of wish we came into a view still giving it a 7. That would be a fire.
Bazinga already, he originally had it at a 7.
That's actually partially why I wanted to get you on for this, because I wanted you to talk about the other movie, because you have experience with that.
We'll talk about that in a sec, but not a good movie, but a fun one. It's not good. It is. I can understand if you hate it, like I said, but it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dumb fun movie.
Yeah.
the next movie also involves time travel.
Oh yeah.
Like,
It's more interdimensional travel, which makes it like. Yeah. Anyways.
Kinda.
Yeah. So. For some reason, our special guest, Josh, aka Bazinga, has watched this movie we're about to talk about a concerning amount of times.
Let me try and remember. I think I have 12 logs for it, which means I've seen it 13 times.
This year alone. What the? Why? Can you tell the audience before we talk
Actually,
about it?
I'm curious, because I know you when did you subconsciously make it a thing to keep watching it multiple times? I forget.
I remember. I rewatched it once when I rewatched. No, I rewatched it before I watched the show, and then we did a watch party of it, and then I watched it at the point when it came up in the show, and then I rewatched it after I finished the show, and then I just rewatched it any opportunity after. And then
it just became like this addiction after we watched it together.
At least it's like short though. I'd be concerned if it was like a 3 to 4 hour thing you've watched this many times.
Yeah.
That'd be more concerning. Like 12 Zack Snyder's Justice League logs.
Oh my god. This is better than the Snyder Cut.
It is by far.
Oh yeah, also
I think there are a lot of things better than the Snyder Cut, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, we watched Phineas and Ferb, the movie Across the Second Dimension, and what did you got? Yeah, so I guess we should introduce Phineas and Ferb. What do we think of the show? I really like it.
I think we all love the show.
It's one of those shows. Despite sticking to the same format, it's such a simple yet format with like so much creative potential to the point when it doesn't end up getting repetitive. That's what I like.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
It. And it's
That's
funny.
What I like.
It's a really funny.
Yeah.
It's a really funny. It's really. This movie is really great, and it's not just because of nostalgia. I just generally have fun and generally really.
I don't even have nostalgia for it. I
don't think so either. Actually, I've seen it like once before I got Letterboxd. I think I want to say 2019 or 2020, but I can't remember. That was the first time.
I ended
then,
up
no,
growing up with it.
I don't even have nostalgia for the show either. I watched all of it like a month or two ago.
I remember I
But yeah.
had the video game for this as well on the 3DS. So there's that.
Oh,
Oh, wait, it was a video
Is it
game?
well
Yeah, there's a
made?
video game. I don't remember much about it. I remember having fun with it. But yeah,
neat.
I played that a lot along with Super Mario 3D Land. So yeah. Yeah, anyways, as for the movie, what'd you guys think of it?
It was
I,
phenomenal. Seen it 13 times
yes.
for a reason.
I
Yeah,
mean, true.
very
Like,
cool.
why else would he see it if he thought it was a bad movie? Then he, yeah.
I mean, I probably rewatched like Aquaman 15 times. But yeah.
Yeah.
We should. Do
I
more.
also love it. I think we're all in agreement on that.
I love
Probably,
this
I think
movie.
we also probably all agree. I think it's the best thing the show has done.
I agree,
I don't know if we're
I
all
think
in
it's
agreement
like
on that.
it's yeah, it's really great. I enjoy it. They made another movie after this, Candace Against the Universe, which wasn't as
Right,
good,
right.
but still pretty good.
Fred.
Yeah, kind of seems universe is on the right side, but no,
Let's all say Fred.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Some episodes I think are on par, but it's definitely my favorite thing to come out of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just such a
It's the
fun
entire-
show. And it's
Yeah.
hard for me to hate. It's really hard to hate.
Yeah. It's very it's just funny. I don't know how to describe it. Like I know the movie's kind of more like it's more than that because it's like more emotional than most episodes of the show. But yeah, the actual show is just like it's just funny. I don't know how to go further than
I
that.
think this
to say.
I mean,
idea-
we can go for the songs.
A lot of the
Yeah,
songs
yeah.
are bangers. Like if you know
Yeah,
anything
so
about this show,
funny.
you know how the songs are bangers because
I have,
that's
like,
what a lot of
amazing
people say with this
songs
show.
that
The songs are.
I don't know how they do it. They just have the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. Like legit, I know there are some that people. Obviously, there are standout ones that people talk about more than like others. Like not every song is remembered equally as fondly. But like still, how do you do that so consistently for like 4 seasons?
Yeah, the
and some of
songs
them
are
have
amazing in this.
Some of them have
It'd be
multiple
so
too.
hard for me
That's
to make
also
it top,
insane.
Like
Like
even Phineas and Ferb songs. because-
You got all these like firm bangers who like everything's better with Perry, and then you got that amazing
Yeah.
duet between
Yeah.
the two Doofenshmirtz. It's
Yeah.
this is cinema right there.
yeah, I don't even know if I could rank the songs. They're just all
They're all
amazing.
bangers, and they fit the story well, and it's also just really wholesome. You know, it's like
Yeah.
The reason that I watch the movie so much is because I always get the song stuck in my head and then
Oh,
I get
actually,
Yeah, the
that
song-
happens with
sorry.
me sometimes. I get the urge to like want to rewatch it because I listen to the soundtrack, but I
Yeah,
never
the
wanna
same.
become you. That's
Like
why-
the soundtrack is
that's
so
why I
good that
always
you just
stop
want to
myself.
watch the entire film
But-
again to see the story relevance
Yeah.
of it. That's what I like about it. Also, an
Yeah.
issue I have with a lot of these cartoon movies is that they usually feel like stretched versions of their shows. But like in this case, I think it like based off of the story, I think it earns the length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
No,
think
Obviously, it does
Like,
something you can't do in like the actual show. The
yeah,
very
without it
premise
being
of is
feel
just-
bloated. I think it's well paced most of the part. Yeah.
There was an episode of the show that the thing you mentioned about being overly long applies to, but the Mission Marvel episode could very much just be 20 minutes and it'll be better.
I want to
But they-
compare.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, actually, I have a Mission Marvel comparison point. I
Oh
can
yeah,
make.
is it the thing with Phineas and how he?
Oh yeah, that's
reacts to
actually
it?
because
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Right, because in that, Phineas getting angry, like obviously in the show, if you know Phineas, like I think he's gotten angry a total of like a few times, only under
tell.
specific, only under specific circumstances. His character mostly is just that he's chill,
Yeah,
right?
spoilers.
But,
I keep
then in
forgetting to
Mission
do the
Marvel-
spoiler territory, but at this
Yeah.
point,
I
I
just
might
do-
just
yeah,
start
we
doing them
spoil
at the
everything
beginning when
one
we
day.
do these movies, so we don't feel limited.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
yeah, continue.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So in Mission Marvel and this, they both try to do a thing where it's like, oh wow, Phineas got angry. That's unusual. But in Mission Marvel, it's like
It's so
something
forced.
only,
It
like-
makes no sense.
It doesn't
Yeah.
fit the conflict, and it feels like they're just kind of forcing it in
Yeah,
for no
he doesn't
real
feel
reason.
like
And
his
like
own
it feels weird in
character.
this. And thing is, and in this movie, it feels weird too. But it feels weird for a reason, right? Because well, first of all, he's basically been lied to his entire life. I think that's a good
Finding out
justification for
something.
Yeah.
being mad.
Yeah, it
Then,
makes
like,
sense here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it makes sense, and then it adds the drama, like a drama of the story, because mostly Phineas and Ferb, it technically has a villain, but you never take Dr. Doofenshmirtz seriously.
yeah,
It's
he's
kind of
just
like
he's
like
the
half a
goat.
joke
He's the
villain.
goat.
You never really like. That's why most
He's
episodes are
hilarious.
comedy
Everything
focused.
that comes
But
out of his
here,
mouth
like,
makes me laugh. I
you
swear.
have alternate dimension Doofenshmirtz, who you like. He has jokes too, obviously, but you have to take him seriously more, and that's why Phineas acting.
It's a good contrast for the real Doofenshmirtz.
It emphasizes the threat more, and I like that a lot.
Yeah.
The brand new best friend song is just mainly introducing the idea that this other Doofenshmirtz is way more threatening than the actual one.
Yeah, I like
Because they
that.
point
It's
out
shown
that
like near the ending of the song
Yeah.
briefly. It's. I also
I like
love that
the-
song. I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the
there's-
subtle kind of build up to like the fact that alternate dimension Doofenshmirtz just like ditches the main one, because at the beginning of the best friend song they have like that joking disagreement about
Yeah.
like
doing the
catchphrase
TV
thing. That's like a
show.
joke,
That's-
but then there are
Yeah,
a few
maybe
subtle
not
jokes
so
about
much
that,
like-
and then to show how threatening he is more, he just abandons him in like the middle, which is
Yeah.
funny too.
And what makes
Yeah,
it
like,
hilarious
makes him a better
is
villain.
that the
more,
reason
you know,
that he is the
it's
better
neat.
villain is because he lost a toy train.
Yeah.
That is just so funny.
stories are already
It's like the reaction. And
Oh yeah,
how,
the
like,
scene where Doof gets mad at him for that is so funny. He sounds so genuinely
yeah,
pissed.
it's funny because like it's a good like step for later because it feels like Doofenshmirtz as a character, he feels like he needs to be evil just to justify his like his terrible
Yeah.
backstory. It's even like in the finale of the series, it's noted again. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
Yeah, and like here, in terms of like Phineas, like in terms of his reaction of finding out his pet's a secret agent, I think it works mostly. I just think like it might be stretched out a bit too long for it, but it's not that big of an issue. But like it's much worse in Mission Marvel because like
Yeah.
why he's been put in these circumstances before, and yet it just like it just feels really forced and dumb.
In Mission Marvel, it also just has no point. But in Across the Second Dimension, it ties back into the ending. Where they
Yeah.
have to
Yeah, exactly.
remembering the day.
Well, actually, speaking of the ending, like I like how I feel like in a lot of other movies you could kind of see the ending as like a cop out, but no, like well, obviously you can't have it if you want the movie to still be canon, which I think it's better that it's like canon except they just don't remember it. But yeah, then that also ties in. Then like yeah, it has the really wholesome ending too, where they say bye to Perry and everything, and then yeah. It feels less like a cop out than it could be, you know.
Yeah. Thing is, Phineas and Ferb is built on cop outs because every episode.
Like okay, that's true too. Every episode relies on a coincidence happening to.
The mysterious
I think this show is pretty self-aware.
Oh,
I don't really care about it in the show because like 9 out of 10 times the show's trying to be funny, so I don't care if
Yeah.
stupid coincidence.
Like there's a running gag about like aren't you a bit too old to be to be yeah, stuff like that. It's like they turn it into a gag. I like that little detail. It's hard for me to hate anything Phineas and Ferb related. I don't even hate Mission Marvel. I just don't really.
It's just mid.
It feels more like an advertisement for
Mission Marvel has Drake Bell in it. So can you really hate it?
It does
But
have
that's
Drake
he plays
Bell.
Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh, he plays Spider-Man. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That made me. I'm gonna have to raise my score for that now because it has Drake Bell.
Yo.
Anyways, yeah. So, I like the music is still really good. I love that like in summer sequence. It kind of it beautifully captures the feeling of the show really well.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Part where they like transition into being the theme song is so good. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The brand new reality song where they showcase.
Oh yeah, that's really creative.
Oh, yeah.
That's really creative and cool, and it's nice to see like all the main characters of the show like together in this like cool creative sequence. I really like
That's
that.
another thing I like about the movie. You get interactions that you wouldn't get in the show. Like you'd never get.
Yeah, this type of plot makes sense since it like huddles the Phineas
like
and Ferb finally finding out the truth.
It makes it feel more cinematic already because like It's a scenario that literally can't be possible in the show. And
Like you see
Yeah.
these two subplots that feel like underrated, but I think like unrelated, but the show like paces them well, and then you see
but then
them
they
finally
finally,
come
like,
together,
yeah,
and it's
they
like
connect.
it's a cool culmination, and I think the second dimension thing like adds a good amount of tension and stuff to that.
Yeah.
And
It's
also another thing. Okay.
what were you gonna say?
Okay, so another thing that I love about the movie is that it uses the alternate dimension stuff really well. We've already said about Doof and how he interacts with his the evil of Doof. But then there's also the bit with Candace where this is one of my favorite things in the movie. She's talking to her alternate dimension self about how she always wants to bust her brothers, and the alternate dimension Candace tells her that she cares more about protecting her
Yeah,
brothers.
that's a nice contrast as well. I like that.
And then
uses,
there's some point during the ending where she uses the mysterious force that she believes to be true, where whenever her mom shows up,
Oh yeah, no, I love that because it's like kind of a meta ending, but it's also clever and funny and not like.
Speaking of the ending, the Robot Riot song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that song. Honestly, the soundtrack is perfect.
That's
It's
a way to
great.
do fan service and like not in an annoying way. Because if you're watching it normally, you're just like, okay, you can assume from the premise of the show, even if you don't know what the adventures are, like, okay, this is stuff they've probably built before. Like, especially considering in the opening they build like that catapult thing, so you kind of get that idea already. But no, if you see the show, it's like, oh look, it's all the stuff I remember that from previous episodes.
They,
It's like,
they have a funny line about the castle at the start where they say we were innocently launching ourselves across the sky.
Yeah.
Just to carry the day for them.
The climax was also really epic. You know, it's like it is like the culmination of everything. It feels like the finale of the series, even though it isn't. And the real finale of the series is also really good. So
you can watch it as a good halfway point. And you can think it aired during season 3 of the show, but like I watched it in between.
Yeah, I think it's like it really works as a movie, and it doesn't feel stretched out like a lot of these like cartoon type movies, which is an issue I take with a lot of them when it feels like they don't warrant the time. But stuff like this in the SpongeBob movie have like a story that is it's like essential to put it in this type of runtime. So I like it.
Also, another bit about the climax was the bit where Perry entrusts them to save everything with their inventions, so he observes how well they're able to build them. I like that bit a lot.
Yeah. They called back to the couch joke because he pissed on the couch.
I like how Doomsday just walks through the portal just to take the couch. That's funny. It's just funny. It's really funny. I don't know how to describe why. It's just there's a lot of good jokes, and I like how the characters play off each other.
The main joke that gets me at the door for some reason was the joke about Stacey and her horoscope. I'm a woman of pride, so at least that's what my horoscope says. So that's always fun to me.
I love for some reason, the joke that it's like, I like it when he says, Perry, we do not bite the elderly. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Out again.
Yeah.
I like how I liked when Perry peed on his couch, and then he's all like, and then Doofenshmirtz realizes that that was a conscious decision. He did that on purpose.
Oh yeah. I like when he said you can't spell platypus without us because that's a Jordan Peele reference, and he makes great movies.
And the bit where alternate dimension Phineas says alternate dimensions, is that allowed? He's not questioning it at all.
I also think it's like I like that wholesome scene with like alternate dimension Phineas with like Perry.
Oh yeah.
It's like a nice dark gloomy portray of the future. I mean the dimension I meant like an alternate.
And then the ending where Perry
I'm getting this mixed up with Freebirds in terms of time travel. Damn it. I guess I'm a bit mixed on the ending because I understand why it happens, like with the whole like with the ending, like how their minds have to be erased. But like I don't know, in some way it feels
like I said, I prefer if they do that than it just not being canon at all. I prefer that it actually like happened and Perry technically remembers it, just that the characters don't.
I guess so. I'm just kind of mixed on that fact.
It's actually like actually called back to this in like one episode. Yeah. So what were we gonna say?
So I was gonna say the same thing you said. They call back to it in a later episode.
Oh yeah, there's like an episode. Well, that was the whole the second dimension sequel.
Yeah,
episode,
I remember that.
But actually, no, there's like this one joke. I don't remember what episode it is, but like they're talking about summer in general, and then like they start singing the summer song for like a couple of seconds, and then they're like, no, like we all remember the song, but I'm not sure how. And like I just think I
I thought you guys were talking about something else. I remember there
Oh
was
no,
like
we
this
was,
episode.
no, I was thinking of both of those. I just think that
Oh,
I just
like I was talking
remember.
about because I know there was another episode that like was
Hey, there is
about the
the
second
sequel
dimension.
episode. Have we all
Yeah,
seen that?
yeah, I liked it. It was a good expansion of it. It was a nice to see this like more, like getting used to life world of it. It was nice. Good.
It's obviously not as good as the movie, but that's very high bar, and it's still just
Yeah.
neat.
It's a really fun movie, and I enjoy it. And while I don't think it's perfect, I can't help but love it. And like great soundtrack, great characters, great jokes. It's a blast.
It's
It's
basically
I know we went on-
everything I love about the show combined into one.
Exactly.
It's just hard to understand. So,
Yeah.
I know we went on Marvel tangents a lot, but this uses the multiverse way better than anything.
everyone's gonna think we
Yeah.
hate Marvel. I mean,
I do.
I don't hate Marvel. I don't like new Marvel, but
I do.
I don't.
I hate new Marvel. I'm neutral to everything else. But yeah, Jota, you're going to say this is more creative than Multiverse of Madness. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like this more than Multiverse of Madness. Yeah.
I think it's one of the best examples of like using alternate dimensions and stuff like that concept for like
Yeah, because it
for
explores it
like
well.
I said, like, all that it all ties back into like the show and like it expands all like the characters and stuff. It's very neat. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
do we have anything else to say?
Yeah, you got
I
anything?
think that's pretty much everything I want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not even
Alright.
too much like we can go in depth on here, but it's just a really great movie that I would highly
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah.
If you like Phineas and Ferb, you're gonna love this movie.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's simple
Basically.
but nice. It works. It works.
Glad I got to talk about it with you, Joshy. It was very.
Don't call me that.
I'm
Shut up.
giving it.
was-
I'm as for ratings, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
I'll go 9.
I have it
Yeah,
at a 10.
damn.
It's slightly biased, but...
Yeah, at this point you have to
I've
give
seen
it a 10
15
so you could
times.
rewatch it again. That's like an excuse. Yeah, you have to.
It's not your most quirky rating. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I know it. I know what you're going to bring up, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll link your letterbox so people can see how
Oh,
much
yeah.
you've logged
Oh,
this
thank you.
movie.
yeah.
So
I'm going to keep on doing it. I'm going to watch it at least once a month.
yeah,
Yo.
Will you
I
ever
really
get
want
sick
it.
of it?
I don't think so, because, like I said, everything I
Listen,
love about
if he was gonna get sick of it, he would have by now. That's
Yeah,
what
true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I don't get sick of thing is, if I don't get sick of the Phineas and Ferb formula, I'm not gonna get sick of it.
Yeah, true. It's hard to get sick
Yeah,
of Phineas and
true.
Ferb because of like how limitless creativity and potential you have with its idea.
Really good at being fresh.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, exactly.
I really
I
like
love the
it.
soundtrack. The soundtrack is like a major reason.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watch.
No reason.
part of the reason
There are a
why
lot
I-
of bangers in the Phineas and Ferb soundtrack.
I have like at least 30 songs like stuck in my head. Like, of
This
the
this
show.
this one has a
Probably
great
my head
soundtrack.
helps.
Almost
Probably more
every
than actually,
piece of
honestly,
music is a banger.
I think like at least like a quarter of me listening to the show's soundtrack is this movie. Like it's a lot of it at least.
Like, all five
Yeah.
of them are like top 10 of the show's like the
Yeah.
entire show's soundtrack. So yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
no joke, but I think ignoring the entirety of Moral Oral, I think this is the best movie we've discussed, in my opinion.
Wait,
Well, we-
no, you don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm mainly talking about like main recommendation.
Yeah, like
So,
not new releases and
in
stuff.
terms of
Actually,
like actual movies,
I
I
agree
think
with you
RRR is
on
my
that.
favorite.
Yeah.
But in terms of recommendations,
to be
I
fair,
think
we
Phineas
haven't
and
talked
Ferb
about a
too
lot
is
of
like
really good things that aren't shows.
Playboy is
Like,
obviously the best.
literally talked about Matrix 4 as the non-new one.
yeah. So
of the
like
first
here
one.
and there, we might do like two recommendations here and there. So just to mix
Yeah.
it up a little every once in a
Yeah.
while. So
But,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess that's it. It was nice
Thanks
having
for
you,
listening
Josh.
again.
Nice to have
Yeah.
you here.
Thanks, Bazoinker. This was a fun discussion. Glad we got to do the
was.
first guest one.
Yeah,
thanks,
so
Evan.
yeah, we'll do maybe more of these special guests in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, next episode is going to be more simple, because I know the last episode was really long, and this is our first special guest one, but yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty great movies. My favorite was obviously Freebirds. We all love that.
Yeah.
Great movie.
My favorite was Scream 3, but, you know.
I love Scream 3, baby. That's great.
I agree.
Scream
I
3
agree.
review in the future, maybe.
Yo.
We just talk about Scream 3. I mean, we just talked about
Okay,
Matrix
then
4
we'll
one
talk about
episode.
a good double feature of Scream 3 and Twilight My Deadly Night, right?
Oh my god.
Alright.
Alright, so I think we're wrapping it
yeah.
up. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Campy Cast.
Yeah.
And we'll see ya. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, bye. That was fun.